Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakak, Quadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the sincere Akians pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Yakanan from the DC camp, and the topic I wanted to get into is that it is a gift to have this truth, man. Because this truth is not something that you can seek out for yourself. This truth is something that's given to you from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So to even have this truth, it means Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai specifically chose you to be able to receive it. You know, because because there's a lot of people that walk past the camp, you know, and they hear us, but they don't hear us. If you know what I'm saying, you know, because they can't receive the things that we're saying. And, you know, without further ado, I want to start off by getting this is Amos 3 verse 7, and it says, surely the Lord God, the Lord Yahweh, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. You know, it says, surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret to his servants the prophet. And the secret that he reveals to his prophets are the things that we're preaching out on the highways and edges and on the YouTube today. You know, that what, you know, Esau is the devil. You know, America is Babylon the Great. You know, that's a big mystery. It even says it's a mystery in the Bible that Babylon the Great is America. You know, that there's going to be World War III. That we're gonna get the kingdom in the next, and we're gonna get the kingdom next, and we're gonna have the Edomites in slavery and every other nation in subjection. You know, those are the secrets. You know, even the name Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is only given to those. It's only given to those that have been chosen of him to get that name. You know, even having the name, you know, that's a secret. Because if you go to any church and you say Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, they'll think you're a crazy man. They'll think that you don't know what you're talking about. You know, because they've never heard that before. But, you know, get another scripture. This is Matthew 13, verse 9. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, who have ears to hear, let them hear. And you know, and it's not talking about your carnal, your physical ears, because there's a lot of people that walk past the camp that hear us every week. You know, there's people that actually, you know, stay around the area that we're at. We see the same faces all the time, you know, and they don't stop once, you know. So it's talking about your spiritual ears. If you have spiritual ears, let him hear, you know. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, because it's given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. And that says it right there, that this truth that we receive is given unto us. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai has called us to receive this thing. You know, it says, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. The things that we know are mysteries. The things that are not widely known. It's only known to a select few men, you know, men of the Lord, of the kingdom of heaven. But to them it's not given, you know. It's given unto us to know the mysteries, and it's given unto the elect to know the mysteries and understand them, you know. And by understanding, I mean applying it. But when you understand something, you apply it, you know, to the kingdom of heaven. But to them, it's not given. It's not given unto the 2/3. It's not given unto the Edomites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Ishmaelites. It's not given unto the Hamites. It's not given to none of them. It's given unto the chosen elect of the king of the house of Israel. You know. Another scripture. This is it says, this is John 15 verse 16. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. I'm gonna read that again. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. Man, I did not wake up one day and say, hey, I'm gonna be a Hebrew Israelite. You know, I'm gonna go out on the highways and edges and preach the downfall of America. Nobody gets up and says that. You know, you have to be you can't choose the Most High. You can't choose to get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It has to. Yahweh Shem Yahushua has to choose you. And that's why we don't break a sweat when people can't understand what we're saying. The breakdowns, you know. There's people that can't. There's breakdowns which I believe are very plain and very relevant. You know, like the Deuteronomy 28. You know, when I heard that the first time, it hit me because it was just like it makes so much sense. But to a regular 2/3 weed smoking nigga, you know, it'd be like, yo, like, you know, what are you talking about? You know, that happened in the ancient times, you know, because they don't have spiritual ears to receive that message and receive that prophecy. You know, we have the spirit of prophecy. That's why we can understand these things. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. And it makes so much more sense why the masses of people can't understand this thing, because they weren't chosen to receive this thing. And continue on, it says, and I have ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain. And that fruit that it's talking about is the fruit that Yahweh Shem Yahushua have chosen from the beginning. You know, we're not going out there, converting souls. We're getting the men that were ordained to get this thing. You know, the only people that we're getting in this truth are the men that were ordained to be called and chosen. You know, that whatsoever ye shall ask of my Father's name. Continue on, it says, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. You know? And let me get another scripture. This is Jeremiah 1 verse 5. It says, before I have formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. You know, it said, and that just even speaks to more of predestination. You know, how about the Heavenly Father knows everything. You know, there's nothing new under the sun. How about Shem Yahushua knows literally everything. He has everything planned out already. He had the ending planned out before the beginning. You know, he says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. He knows. He already knows who his chosen elect are. He already knows what the 1/3 is. He already knows what the 2/3, who the 2/3 are. He already knows what Esau is gonna do. He already knows what we're gonna do. You know. And it says, and before thee thou camest forth from the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Wow. It says that before you came out of the womb. Like, think about it, yo. This truth is a gift, man. You know, to be chosen to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to say, hey, before you even come out of the womb, I'm gonna have you preaching out on the highways and edges, and on the YouTube and on the unicorn, preaching in my name. You know, and that's the thing, man. That's why you shouldn't take this thing lightly, man. Because this thing is predestination, man. We have been chosen. We have been called to Yahweh Shem Yahushua to do his work, man. And that means so much, and it should mean so much to you. Because this thing is not given unto everybody in the world, man. It's given unto a remnant, man. A remnant of people. A remnant, you know? And I ordained thee to be a prophet unto nations. Man. It's a gift. It's a privilege to be in this truth, man. You should feel honored and privileged to be able to go out on the highways and edges and preach the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua B'Shem Rikar Kodash. You should be it's a gift to know what your nationality is, man. Cause if we didn't know this truth, we be calling each other niggas, man. We'll just be saying we'll just be calling each other niggas. We call ourselves niggas. We just be niggas living in America under Esau forever. Because that's the mindset that these niggas are in nowadays, man. They think that Esau is gonna reign forever, and nothing's gonna happen. You know, there's not gonna be a recompense for slavery. There's not gonna be any payback for slavery. How about shit? They think the Lord forgot about that. That these niggas are what's it called? These niggas highest aspiration. The highest aspiration for the black man living in America, black Hispanic, and Native American man living in America is to be equal to these fucking devils, man. But here Yahweh Shem Yahushai is saying, through this truth, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is saying that we're kings of this earth, that we're a special people, that we're above all nations. And it's only given unto the ones who are ordained to receive this thing to be able to understand it, man. You know? And it's and that in itself is a gift, man. Continuing on. Romans 8 verse 27, and it says, and he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the spirit. This is Romans 8 verse 27. It says, and he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is in the mind of the spirit, because he will make the intercession for the saints according to the will of Yahweh. Verse 28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh, to them that who are called that love Yahweh, to them who are the called according to his purpose. Yeah, it says to them who are called according to his purpose. We're called for a reason. We received this truth for a reason. You know, we received this truth for a reason, whether it be good or bad, because there are people that received this truth and perverted it, you know, and made it their own thing. You know, saying that the 12 tribes chart is off. You know, trying to say that the only Hebrew Israelites are black, are so-called black people. You know, and it says to them who are called for his purpose. But for certain men, it's their purpose to be an elect of Yahweh and to preach this word in truth and sincerity, the whole truth, you know, and in order, you know. Verse 29, for whom did he foreknow, he also did predestinate. There it goes again. Did predestinate. This thing, you listening to this truth has been thought of way before you were even born, man. This is a predestination, man. This is destiny. It's destiny for you to know this thing, and that's why you're supposed to hold it dearly, man. Because you don't want this. You don't want this thing to leave you, man. Predestinate to be conformed in His image of His Son, and who are we? And we're coming in the likeness or the image of Yahweh Shai, man. Because Yahweh Shai was doing the same thing that we're doing, preaching the word, man. We're coming in the image of Yahweh. We're conforming to the image of Yahweh Shai, you know, that He may be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, did He predestinate? There it goes again. Predestinate them. He also called. Yes, we have been called to do this thing. We have been called. Yahweh Shem Yahushai has chosen us and have called us to be able to do the things that we do, to be able to learn the things that we have learned. To whom He called, He also justified, and to whom He is justified, them is He also glorified. We're going to be glorified and justified when Yahweh Shai comes back and takes the kingdom of heaven for us, man. You know. Moreover, did He predestinate? Verse 31. What shall we say to these things? If Yahweh be for us, who can be against us? You know, if you've been chosen, if you've been called and you're able to receive this truth, and you've been chosen to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and He chose you, who can be against us, man? What, Esau? Come on, man. Nobody, if Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is with you, no one can be against you, man. And that's why we stand boldly in this truth, man, because there is nothing under the sun that can harm us if we stand in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's why we shouldn't have. That's why we're supposed to have fear in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Because He's the greatest power, man. If He be for us, who can be against us, man? That's why we're not supposed to have any fear in these devils. You know, we're not supposed to have that war spirit of, well, what happened? What if I'm not a man of the... Yo, if we believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, no one can be against us, man. If we truly believe, and that's the thing, man. It all comes with faith, man. To be with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you have to have faith in Him, man. So you really have to be in this thing, man. You really have to look at this thing as a privilege and a gift, man. What's it called? This is 1 Corinthians 3 verse 6. It says, I have planted, Apollos watered, but Yahweh gave the increase. So neither that He planted anything, neither have He watered, but Yahweh giveth the increase, man. And what is that increase? That increase of faith, man. You know? And like what I said before, man. If you have faith with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, who could be against you? But the thing is that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua gives you that increase, man. This thing has to be given onto you. Everything in this truth has to be given to you. You can't choose Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He has to choose you, and that's why this truth is so precious, because He's chosen you to He has chosen you to understand this thing, man. He gave you that increase in faith to call upon His name and to have faith in that name. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we have to stand firmly in this truth, man. That's exactly why we have to stand firm in this truth, man. Because this thing of ours, man. This thing of ours, man. It's really a blessing, man. And that's why we have to walk on eggshells being in this truth, because we know it can be taken away from us if we let, you know what I'm saying? If we let the world take over, you know what I'm saying? If we let our fleshly desires take over our spiritual desires, man. Because that's the thing. We have to lay up our treasure. We have to lay up our spiritual. We're supposed to seek out spiritual gifts, man. You know. We're supposed to seek out spiritual gifts, because that's at the end. At the end, that's what's going to get us saved. You know. But I end off on. Or actually, let me see something. Yeah, it says for after charity and desire after spiritual gifts, but for follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. You know, it says for follow after charity. You know, because what do you do after you? Because that's the thing. What do you do after you receive this truth? You're supposed to spread it, man. You're supposed to preach it boldly, man. You're supposed to be on the highways and edges and on the unicorn, standing up for the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And desire spiritual gifts, you know, the spiritual gifts, man. And the spirit one of the spiritual gifts is faith. That's the biggest spiritual gift to have, is faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But rather that ye may prophesy, because you have to prophesy in His name, man. That's the thing. Now that we have this truth, what do? We preach it now. That's the thing. Now that we have this truth, now that they have Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash has given us his mysteries and given us his secrets and mysteries, what do we do with it now? We preach it so we can fish for men that will also be able to receive the same likeness and the same spirit as Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That man will receive the faith, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and the faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know, the ones that are preordained and predestinated to understand it. You know. I'm gonna end off on this scripture. Second Peter 1 verse 10, it says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. Hey man, now that we have this truth, man, now that we understand that this has been preordained and given unto us by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in this truth has been given to us, you know, and more so of all of them, the faith, you know, the faith in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is given to us. Now, what do we do with that? We can't just sit on our ass and just say, okay, you know, this is the truth, I received it, so I'm gonna just keep on doing me. Now that we have the knowledge and wisdom and understanding, man, we have to give diligence. We have to be diligent in his name. You know, we have to preach his name. We have to preach his prophecy. We have to preach the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures. Now that we have this thing, to make our calling and election sure, because he have called us and he has a chosen elect, man. To make it sure, we have to give diligence. We have to be diligent in this truth. We have to keep on working. You know, everything in our lives now has to revolve around the truth, not the other way around. You know, everything that we do now, we have to work it around the truth, because the truth is the center. That's the pillar now. That's the pillar in our lives now. It's the truth. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. And what do I read back in the scripture beforehand? If Yahweh Bashim Yahushua be for us, who could be against us? For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. So in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we'll never fall. If we continue in the faith of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we will never fall. You know? Because what does the scripture say? I am the Lord that brought you out of Egypt. You know? I am the Lord and Savior that brought you out of Egypt, you know? So if you believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he will deliver you, man. No matter how great of the affliction no matter how great the affliction is, man, he'll deliver you. So if you believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you know, you give diligence, you keep on working in this truth, you know, you keep on showing love to your brothers, you keep on following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, and preaching and preaching the same word unto your brethren, then ye shall never fall. You know, and with that, I want to say, Kala Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you know, double honors to my apostles and elders, you know, and shalom to the sincere outcomes pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. You know, the elect, the ones that have been preordained and chosen and called to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know, I just want to say shalom.